You know, it's funny how life turns out. Here I am, grey streaking through my hair, lines etching my face, and I can't help but wonder, where did it all go wrong? I remember her face like it was yesterday, my first love, my only true love if I'm being honest with myself. God, we were so young, so full of dreams. I can still smell her perfume, hear her laugh echoing through the years. But I was a fool, reckless, selfish, thinking the world revolved around me. I took her for granted, and before I knew it, she was gone. My own damn fault. We met in college, you know, two bright-eyed freshmen thinking we had the world figured out. She was studying literature, dreaming of writing the next great American novel. I was chasing a business degree, convinced I'd be the next big tech mogul. We'd stay up late, talking about our futures, planning our lives together. God, we were naive. I remember our first apartment. A tiny studio, barely big enough for the two of us. But it was ours, and it felt like a palace. We'd cook dinner together in that cramped kitchenette, laughing as we bumped into each other, stealing kisses between stirring pots. Those were the happiest days of my life, though I didn't know it then. But success is a siren, and I couldn't resist its call. I started staying late at the office, chasing that next big deal, convinced that if I could just make it, everything would fall into place. I missed dinners, birthdays, anniversaries. Each time she'd smile and say she understood. But I see now, in my mind's eye, the hurt that flickered behind her eyes. The day she left, it was raining. Isn't it always in these stories? She had her bags packed by the door. I came home late, as usual, soaked to the bone and clutching a wilted bouquet of apology flowers. She didn't yell, didn't cry. She just looked at me with those eyes, those beautiful, sad eyes, and said, "I can't do this anymore." And just like that, she was gone, taking the best part of me with her. Since then, well, it's been a string of almost successes and not quite failures. Every time I think I'm about to break through, to finally make something of myself, life has a way of reminding me of my shortcomings. Failed businesses, dead-end jobs, relationships that fizzle out before they even begin. It's like I'm stuck in quicksand, and the harder I struggle, the deeper I sink. I tried, you know. After she left, I threw myself into my work. 60, 70, 80-hour weeks. I was determined to prove to her, to myself, that I could be successful, that I could be the man she always believed I could be. I landed some big clients, made some waves in the industry. For a while, it looked like I was on my way up. But success built on an empty foundation is bound to crumble. I made some bad investments, trusted the wrong people. Before I knew it, I was watching everything I'd built slip through my fingers like sand. The company I'd poured my heart and soul into for years, gone in the blink of an eye. My savings, my reputation, my self-respect, all of it vanished. I hit rock bottom hard, found myself living out of my car for a while, too ashamed to ask for help. I'd drive by our old apartment sometimes, half hoping to catch a glimpse of her. But she was long gone, probably living the life we'd always dreamed of, without me. You want to know the worst part? The absolute worst part of it all? It's the dreams. Not nightmares, no. Those I could handle. It's the good dreams that kill me. The ones where I'm back in that tiny apartment, where I can feel her in my arms, smell her hair, hear her laugh. The ones where I made different choices, where I was the man she deserved. I wake up from those dreams with tears on my pillow, reaching out for someone who isn't there, who hasn't been there for years. But you know what? In all this darkness, there's a glimmer of light. My family. They've seen me at my worst, heard every half-baked scheme, witnessed every stumble and fall. And yet, they're still here. My sister's encouraging words, my mother's unwavering belief, my nephew's admiring gaze. It's more than I deserve, really. I remember the day I finally swallowed my pride and showed up on my sister's doorstep. I must have looked a mess, unshaven, unwashed, eyes hollow from too many sleepless nights. She took one look at me and pulled me into a hug so tight I thought my ribs would crack. She didn't ask questions, didn't judge. She just led me inside, sat me down at her kitchen table, and started making pancakes, just like when we were kids. That was the turning point, I think. Sitting there watching my sister move around the kitchen, listening to the sounds of my nephew playing in the next room, it hit me. I might have lost the love of my life, I might have failed in business, but I hadn't lost everything. I still had this, I still had them. It hasn't been easy, clawing my way back from the brink. Some days the weight of my failures threatens to drag me under. But then my phone will ring and it'll be my mom just calling to check in. Or my nephew will ask for help with his math homework, looking at me like I have all the answers in the world. And I remember that I have reasons to keep going, to keep trying. Sometimes I wonder what she would think if she saw me now. Would she pity me? Laugh at what I've become? Or would she see the man I could have been, the man I still hope to be? There are days when I'm tempted to look her up, to see where life has taken her. But I don't. I can't. Some doors are better left closed. I'm not a success story. I'm not the guy who lost it all and then miraculously bounced back. I'm just here, existing, trying. And maybe that's enough. Maybe the fact that I haven't given up, that I still wake up each day and face the world, maybe that's its own kind of victory.